what is going on with Mesut Ozil? There are so many things that we can get into, and I want to offer you the floor here because I want you to tell me exactly what you think the situation is, because I have my own issues with it, or my own thought process about it, about why he was dropped and stuff. But I want to hear from you, from an Arsenal fan. Why do you think he has not been included in the team in what feels like 4 years?
Okay, so to track it back in terms of we talking about feels like 4 years, the reason behind the original dropping of Mesut Ozil is because you didn't have defensive cover for him. He doesn't track back. He's a little lazy, which I think is a bit hard on him because there was times, and even last season, when he kind of came back into Arteta's team, and you're like, oh, okay, this guy's committed to this because you saw him getting back, you saw him tackling. But it was always because you don't have the defensive cover. Xhaka isn't the Thomas Partey that we thought. He's not a defensive midfielder. Ceballos isn't going to be the kind of guy to do that. So, okay, you understand that from a footballing perspective. But now we went out and got Thomas Partey. You think, all right, this allows you to free up a Mesut Ozil because this team is starting to feel solid defensively, but has nothing creatively. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, or Willian aren't getting the ball when it comes to up front. It's stagnant and it's boring. So you have a game breaker like Ozil and you're not playing him. Something you can't say he's not on the field for footballing reasons. So I don't know if it tracks back to when he met whatever political Turkish figure that was a couple of years ago, or him saying when it came to leaving the German national team, oh, I'm sick of this. When I win, I'm German. When we lose, I'm Turkish. So that's, obviously some political stuff starts getting spoken out. Then he spoke out against the Chinese government recently. So I almost feel like, it's not necessarily footballing reasons, but it's more political reasons, more sponsorship reasons. People somewhere in the club don't want to see Ozil on the field. Because I feel Arteta, who's played with Ozil on the field, could get the best out of him.
That's a very interesting take, and not one that I'd necessarily considered, to be quite honest with you. I think personally, and that's a very good that almost makes me not want to present my argument, because the argument that I have is for footballing reasons. Okay. The argument that I have is the same that I've had with him for many, many years. Omitting the time, and you can't really omit this, but I will anyway, because the Jersey Wall podcast is my show and I can say whatever the hell I want.
Go for it.
This dude, when he got, 19 assists in the season, was a fiend, right? And I don't think you can bench that sort of creativity. And you're right. When he's in the team, the creativity that he offers and the little, balls either over the top or, through cutting, these channels is simply outstanding, to say the least. But there has not been a system that I've seen him in where you can negate the fact that he doesn't track back. And I understand there might be examples of times when the ball's near him, unlike the clip of Messi that recently where the defender's literally just walking by him. He's like, dude, I don't want to be here. I don't think Ozil's never had that will to be there. I just don't think he's had the work ethic to offer enough defensively to cover for the fact that what he does offensively is outstanding, unless he's providing 19 assists a season, right? When he's providing 1,000 chances, then so be it. But if you are setting up a system where Ozil is going to be man-marked and can't get those creative balls, and he's not offering anything defensively, because even if he's just an extra body back, he's not going to press, he's not going to tackle, he's not going to run back if he loses the ball, right? He's not really interested in the recovery aspects. And maybe now his motivation has changed. And maybe last season when he played a couple more games under Arteta, he wanted to show, I'm still that guy. Like, put me in the team. I'm willing to say, yeah, I didn't used to work all that hard, but now I'm a different player. I can be there. And in terms of footballing reasons, I can understand Arteta being like, dude, you and I go way back, but I was one of the back two in the 4-2-3-1 system that had to cover for you, right? Like you just didn't want to run back. You're outstanding creatively, but that's not all there is to it, right? It's like the skill versus working hard, right? You can be the most talented guy on the field, and if you don't work hard, I'm not interested in having you in my team. And I don't want to be overly critical of a player who offers a lot offensively. I just don't think even him as a 10, which negates it a little bit, the defensive responsibilities of a 10 are somewhat negated in a 4-2-3-1 because the rest of the team can still track back and defend. But I don't think that Ozil, based on what my overall perception of him is, a player that I would trust to cover when Arsenal are playing a team like, let's say, like a Liverpool. And I think it's important to bring that up because that is where Arsenal want to be, right? You can't tell me Arsenal are just trying to get back to the days of making top four. They're trying to win. And the best player on my team is Kevin De Bruyne. And Kevin De Bruyne runs constantly, back, forward, surging forward, going for recoveries, going for tackles. He's never not working hard, even though he's the most talented player on the pitch. And so that's why I don't think he can come back on the team based on footballing reasons.
And that's fair. I just feel, comparing Ozil to a De Bruyne, who's like, 6 or 7 years younger than him, I'm not expecting Ozil to sort of run those sort of distances anymore. What I want from Ozil at this stage in his career is the occasional start, maybe not against the Liverpool or a City, but maybe he comes off the bench in those games when, yes, because Arsenal is now allegedly stronger defensively, that when you're stuck in a 0-0 or a 1-1 and you need, or even you're down a goal and you just like say, screw it, we need to go all out to get a goal back or get a goal to win this game. You have an Ozil that can be the game breaker to come on the field, see something that the other guys can't, and spring an Aubameyang, spring a Lacazette, because right now they're sort of using Pepe in that off the bench game breaker role.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he needs more time to get into a game than an on the bench sort of situation.
And he's not splitting defense with these needle through balls either.
Right? No. And, part of me misses the Ozil and Alexis days when Sanchez was making those runs in the wing. He would attract the double team. It would free Ozil.
What a fall that dude's had, man.
Well, I was always coming because that dude loved the ball. He was playing every Arsenal game, every minute. He would yell at Wenger when he subbed him out of this to get him the rest. He would want to play the Carabao Cup. He'd want to play the FA Cup. Back then we were in the Champions League. He was playing that. Then he'd play every minute for Chile when he went away on international break. Like, dude was just a machine. He was always going to break down. And I think Arsenal got him off the books at the right time.
Yeah, but no kidding. And it cost United, $40 million for a dude who played, 7 times for them?
Something silly like that.
Absurd.
He played more piano than he did minutes on the field, I think.
And he got paid way more to do it. The world's most expensive pianist.
Yeah. I also feel like Arsenal screwed up in a sense with Ozil. We talk about that 19 assist season.
Yep.
I think 18 or 16 of those were before the Christmas break, heading into January. And yes, he had Sanchez who was scoring goals, but Giroud completely disappeared in the second half of that season. I think Arsenal was even contending for the league that year. I think we were in second or third. And it's just, okay, go out and sign a secondary striker.
Took you way too long to get Aubameyang. Took you way too long.
But I just feel like if you could have gotten somebody, just another mobile striker that could have done something. Because Welbeck, I think, was injured at the time. Giroud, like I said, disappeared. Sanchez was being double teamed. Ozil was being man marked. You needed somebody else to take away. Like, they not going out and getting a striker that season cost them the league and cost them what eventually became, their fall from the top four and just kind of where the club's at now. And, paying Ozil to stay at the club is just absurd. That money could also be used to sign, another star center back or, that Ozil money could actually probably go out and get you a new number 10 or these new 8s that play,
both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah.